So today, I'm going to bust the myth. And this is the myth we have to bust. Foods, exercise, supplements doesn't make us healthy. Think about this. Every one of us has known someone in our lives who we thought was healthy in that the old sense of the way, the foods, the diets, the supplements. I'm thinking of someone right now. He was my old lacrosse coach. Someone who on the outside is doing all the things that we think, or have been told and indoctrinated, make a person healthy. And these are the people. This gentleman died of cancer in his late 40s. Or maybe they got leukemia. Or maybe they fell from a heart attack and never got back up. It's not the foods. It's not the diets. It's not the exercise. But to back up and this myth busting, and to showing us that foods, exercise, and supplements really have no correlation to us being healthy at all. I'm going to take us back to a very famous and instrumental, groundbreaking study. It's called the Rossetto study. I actually did a video solely on this. Please watch it for more information. I'll put the link down in the description below. And the Rossetto study was a 50-year study on the individuals who lived in a town, Rossetto, Pennsylvania, and they were studied because they were an anomaly. This small community of Italian-American immigrants, they had almost no heart disease at all. And the residents of the community were living to very long, healthy ages. And the medical community wanted to figure out what was going on. And automatically they go to the foods. They thought it has to be the foods they're eating. And this is one of my favorite parts. They analyzed the foods of Rossetto, the Italians of Rossetto. And it was a primarily diet of Italian food, like lard fried pork meatballs. They drank wine, they smoked cigars, and a lot of the residents at that time worked in slate quarries. So there was nothing about their overall lifestyle that would indicate this incredible health that they have. Even some of the residents were known to be morbidly obese, and still no heart disease, living to a long rate. So here's what they found. After a lot of searching and interviewing, they came to this huge awareness, and this is going to tie into what we're talking about today, that the true reason the residents of Rossetto were pretty much immune to heart disease and were living long, healthy lives was because of the community. It was because of how this tight-knit community allowed them to feel within themselves a sense of belonging, a sense of safety, a sense of care. Everybody in Rossetto knew each other at that time. They had each other's back, and it was a very interwoven, beautiful community that created a healthy internal emotional state for those individuals. And I was reading an article too, and it's going to back up what I'm talking about later. They said that because of this community and how it made them feel, these individuals had low cortisol. And this low cortisol, they weren't in the sympathetic nervous system. They were in a parasympathetic state, and it provided what they called illness protection. And here's how we know that it really was how they felt because of their community. A decade or so later, I think in the 60s and moving to the 70s, that tight-knit community dissipated. Those kids moved out of Rossetto to get the big city jobs. The community, that community feel broke apart, and in not too short of time, Rossetto and their heart disease rates and death rates, etc., ran right back up to the national average. So they call this the Rossetto effect, where a close-knit community has an extended lifespan and has low heart disease. And back to the blue zones that I mentioned in the beginning of this video, we can see, if you look into the blue zones, what they've identified as blue zones, places where there are centenarians, people who live over 100. It's not the foods that they're eating, it's the sense of community that they have in those locations. Now, what this is all showing us, that foods, diet, supplements, it has no correlation to health. Here's the thing. It's our emotional state. Our emotional state is the singular determinant of our health and our well-being. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch today. If you have an autoimmune disease or chronic illness, are frustrated with medications, supplements, or food diets, and are ready to start the journey to finally and permanently healing your condition, I have two 13-week online self-guided educational programs, the Autoimmune Healing Program and the Chronic Illness Healing Program. Both programs teach you how to permanently heal your autoimmune disease or chronic illness, leave behind those doctor's visits and symptom management, and to finally heal without supplements, medication, or food diets. This is the same journey I took and why I am over 10 years completely healthy. All 8 of my autoimmune diseases and chronic illnesses are permanently gone. You can find the link to apply for a complimentary course consultation with me down in the description below. And if you're not ready to take this step, watch my free 101 course on autoimmune diseases and chronic illnesses. You'll also find the link to watch this down in the description. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch today. I look forward to you permanently healing your autoimmune disease or chronic illness.